And what's about yours?
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am your Khalid sir from Ashrafabad High School. Hope you are keeping well by the grace of Allah. I am also fine. As the situation is very dangerous for all, we have to maintain some precautionary measures to keep ourselves safe and secure. So, if you need to go outside in this pandemic situation, you have to take the precautionary measures like you should use mask. If possible, you can wear gloves also, and you have to maintain some health and hygiene precautionary measures. I hope you will do that. Anyway, today I will take a class on grammar part of class 8, and the topic is transformation. There are many more items in transformation of sentences. Today I will just take a class on how to change the affirmative sentences into negative sentences. It has many more rules, but today we will learn 2 or 3 rules. Okay, let's start our class. Today we will learn how to change the affirmative sentences into negative sentences by using antonyms. I am writing down some sentences. Just look on the board. He is an honest man. Rana is a regular student. There are 3 sentences of affirmative sentences, and now we will change these sentences into negative. At first, we have to find out the word in which place we will use the antonyms. In this sentence, uh, we will use negative word for this good. In this sentence, we will use negative word for honest, and in this sentence, we will use negative word, I mean antonyms for regular. He is not a bad boy. Just have a look on the board how we change the sentence affirmative to negative. After to be verb, we just use a not, and for good we use the antonyms bad, and in this way we make it negative. He is a good boy. The negative form is he is not a bad boy. In the same way, we can change the next sentence. He is not a dishonest man. In the same way, like the before sentence, we use not after to be verb and antonyms for the honest. In this way, we can make it negative. He is not a dishonest man. And third one, Rana is not an irregular. I think you know the antonyms of regular. Irregular In this way we can change the affirmative sentence into negative. But one thing is very common in these sentences is I want to show you something more using another verbs and other verbs also. Dear students, here are some examples with main verbs like do, call, seems. But earlier sentences were with only to be verbs. But now we will practice ourselves with some main verbs. Just look at the first sentence. We do quickly. If we want to transform this sentence into negative one, we have to use these rules. We do not do slowly. For your kind information, whenever we will find any main verb in any sentence, that time we have to use do, does, did to make them negative to make them negative one. Suppose here our main verb is do, so we have to use do not to make it negative. And one thing you have to notice that after do, does, did, always the main verb will be in present form. Okay, try to change the second one. We do not call him clever. The case is same. After do, we have to use the base form of main verb. Here we have a verb with s after that verb. He, that's why we have to use doesn't. Students, whenever you will find s or es after the main verb, you have to use does. You have to use does not to make it negative. He does not seem inactive. We have a verb with s, that's why we have to use doesn't to make it negative. In this way we can change all the affirmative sentences into negative one if we find those sentences with to be verb or main verb. And there are many more rules for changing the sentences to affirmative to negative, and I will try my best to show you in the next class. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.